Svartalfheim, the shadowed vale of the Dark Elves. In the deepest recesses of the World Tree, Yggdrasil, where sunlight never penetrates and the air carries the weight of eternity, lies Svartalfheim, the realm of the Dark Elves. This world is not merely a physical domain but a reflection of all that is hidden, shadowy, and incomprehensible in Norse cosmology. Here, silence reigns supreme, broken only by the distant echo of hammers forging mysteries in metal and the whisper of underground currents. The essence of the Dark Elves. The Dark Elves, known as Svartalfa, are not mere creatures, they are shadows brought to life, guardians of secrets as ancient as Yggdrasil itself. Unlike the Lhasa, whose figures radiate beauty and light, the Svartalfa are entities of a dark fascination, whose presence seems to absorb the brightness around them. Their forms vary across legends. Some say their skin is as dark as a starless night, while others claim they are cloaked in shadows, leaving only their eyes, gleaming and piercing, visible in the void. Their appearance, however, is less significant than their aura. Wherever they tread, the atmosphere grows heavy, and the hearts of those who encounter them beat faster, not out of passion, but from a primal fear. Svartalfheim, the realm of living void. Svartalfheim is not just a place but a sensory experience. Upon crossing its portals, a visitor would immediately be engulfed by a silence so profound that even the faintest whisper would sound like a scream. The cavern walls, carved with ancient runes, radiate an unsettling energy, as though each symbol were an eye watching the intruders. The darkness is nearly absolute, but not empty. Blackened crystals emit a spectral glow, as though they carry the memories of ages long past. The secret forges of the realm, maintained by the Svartalfa, light up certain halls with a reddish hue, casting shadows that seem to take on lives of their own. In this subterranean labyrinth flow rivers as black as night, their waters running silently and nourishing the earth with secrets. It is said that these waters are poisoned, carrying curses powerful enough to harm even the gods should they touch their lips. Magic and connection to shadows. The Svartalfa are far more than mere master smiths, they are sorcerers of shadow. The magic coursing through their beings is unlike that practiced by the Vanir or the Aesir gods. Their craft lies in manipulating unseen forces, illusion, curses, and the mastery of fear. It is said that the Dark Elves can summon shadows to fight alongside them, transforming the darkness into an army of distorted forms. They are also versed in forbidden runes, capable of opening portals to dimensions beyond the 9 worlds or imprisoning souls within enchanted artifacts. This affinity with the hidden and the forbidden makes them both feared and respected, even among the gods. Relationship with other realms. Svartalfheim maintains an almost absolute isolation, yet its influence is felt across the cosmology. The gods of Asgard turn to the Svartalfa in times of dire need, knowing that the artifacts forged by their hands can alter the course of fate. However, such aid rarely comes without a price. The Dark Elves negotiate with deliberate caution, often demanding tributes that seem insignificant but carry profound, hidden meaning. Tales speak of gods losing fragments of their essence or mortals having their lifespans cut short as a result of bargains struck with these shadowy beings. Their connection with Nidavellir, the realm of the dwarves, is equally enigmatic. Some believe the Svartalfa and dwarves are two sides of the same coin, while others argue they are distinct races, united only by their shared love of darkness and creation. The wisdom and danger of the Dark Elves, a mortal gamble. Seeking the aid or knowledge of the Svartalfa is not an act of bravery but one of desperation or madness. The Dark Elves, though masters of ancient and unparalleled wisdom, are inscrutable beings whose benevolence lies beyond human or divine understanding. They do not help out of kindness or loyalty. Every interaction with them is a calculated gain where the price for their services is as unpredictable as it is steep. There are legends of warriors who ventured into Svartalfheim, driven by ambition. They sought enchanted swords, impenetrable armor, or spells capable of altering fates. However, most of these adventurers never returned. Sagas speak of portals that close forever behind those who dare to cross them without the Dark Elves' permission. Others say these men were transformed into eternal shadows, doomed to wander the caves of Svartalfheim as silent servants of the Svartalfar. The few who returned, those who managed to escape the depths of Svartalfheim, rarely left unscathed. These survivors bore in their eyes the unsettling gleam of those who faced something beyond human comprehension. Their words, often fragmented by fear and delirium, describe encounters with entities that seemed to see beyond the veil of the physical world. These accounts tell of Svartalfar who moved like living shadows, with eyes that resembled black mirrors, reflecting not just the exterior but the deepest fears and most hidden desires of their victims. These dark elves wielded this knowledge perversely, weaving lies and truths in equal measure to destabilize intruders. A warrior who entered seeking power, for instance, might be confronted with visions of his own downfall, instilling doubts until his own choices led to his demise. These encounters reinforce the belief that the Svartalfar are more than mere craftsmen. They might demand riches but often ask for something more subtle, a memory, a fragment of a soul, or an enigmatic oath whose consequences are only revealed decades later. Warnings and curses. Even the gods themselves tread cautiously when dealing with the Svartalfar. Odin, the All-Father, renowned for his cunning and foresight, has had to seek the aid of the Dark Elves on rare occasions. However, even he approached these encounters with an air of deliberate caution, aware that any misstep could lead to catastrophic consequences. Legends tell of Odin entering the shadowed halls of Svartalfheim, his presence like a flicker of flame against the oppressive darkness. The Svartalfar, unyielding in their composure, neither bowed to his authority nor acknowledged his status as the chief of the Aesir. For them, he was merely a visitor seeking their unmatched skills, an equal in trade, not a superior. Every transaction with the Svartalfar is shrouded in layers of secrecy and subtlety. It is said that Odin, after negotiating with these enigmatic beings, would leave their realm burdened not only with treasures of unimaginable power but also with a sense of unease, as though the cost of what he had promised in return was a weight that could not be seen yet could never be lifted. The agreements made with the Dark Elves often come with hidden implications, cryptic conditions embedded in the fabric of their bargains. Such pacts are not always immediate in their impact but linger like an ever-present shadow, waiting for the precise moment to exact their toll. It is whispered that the Svartalfar possess an uncanny ability to foresee the ripples of their creations and the consequences of their deals, ensuring that the price they demand will be paid, one way or another. Odin's dealings with the Svartalfar serve as a cautionary tale, even for the gods. While he may have obtained artifacts of great renown, tools that shape destinies and battles, the weight of his bargains is said to follow him still, an eternal reminder of the power and peril of Svartalfheim. For mortals, the danger is exponentially greater. Many who sought the aid of the Svartalfar in pursuit of wealth, power, or forbidden knowledge met tragic ends. The Dark Elves' mastery of curses and their deep understanding of fear allow them to craft punishments that linger in both the physical and spiritual realms, sometimes affecting not only the seeker but their descendants as well. To enter Svartalfheim and engage with its enigmatic inhabitants is to gamble with one's soul, for the Svartalfar are as unforgiving as the shadows that define their world. Svartalfheim, the eternal mystery and living shadows. Svartalfheim is not merely a physical realm, it is a concept that resonates in the subconscious of those who hear of it. It represents everything unknown, everything lurking in the darkness and observing unseen. Its darkness is not an inert void but a pulsating presence, as if the realm itself were alive and an extension of the Dark Elves who inhabit it. To imagine Svartalfheim is not just to think of caves or forges but of a place where the common laws of reality are distorted. There are tales of travelers who claim that time does not flow in Svartalfheim as it does in other worlds. Days might pass like hours, or a single night might feel like a century. The very environment seems alive, reacting to the fears and intentions of those who venture through its corridors. The unseen observer. There is an old belief among the Skalds that no one who speaks of Svartalfheim is truly alone. By mentioning the name of this realm, even in distant places, a shadow may appear in the corner of one's eye, something small and harmless at first glance, but which never disappears. This shadow is said to be a fragment of the Svartalfa's presence, a reminder that even in absolute silence, something listens and watches. The symbolism of the Dark Elves and their realm. In Norse cosmology, Svartalfheim and its inhabitants are not just antagonists or mysterious figures. They symbolize the duality of creation. Just as the light of Alfheim represents clarity and revelation, Svartalfheim is the necessary shadow, the hiding place of secrets, and the domain where all potential is shaped. The Svartalfa do not represent evil but the hidden and untamed side of existence, the darkness that precedes light, the void that gives rise to form. To think of Svartalfheim is not merely to imagine a distant and mysterious realm. It is to feel the weight of darkness around you, to realize that even in the brightest moments, there is always a shadow that follows, and perhaps, has always been watching. Did you enjoy this dive into Norse mythology? Then, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to never miss a video filled with history, magic, and mystery. We want to hear from you. Leave a like and share your thoughts on the video in the comments. Any questions, theories, or theme suggestions? Let us know. Your participation is essential to continue bringing amazing content. And for music lovers, check out our band, Vale of Nyx. We are on all music platforms, with tracks inspired by myths, legends, and the power of imagination. Search for Vale of Nyx on Spotify, Deezer, Apple Music, or wherever you prefer to listen to music. Hit that follow button and join us on this sonic journey.
Just fire glows with blood and mystery. The elves create from an ancient history. With every blade, a soul is sold. With every spell, the story's told. The silence is heavy, the weight is deep. Beware the elves who in shadows creep. They watch you close, know who you are, and when you least expect, they'll raise the bar. The darkness will burn. Time starts, the years won't count. The packs have no end, the shadows mount. Your eyes turn mirrors of your deepest fears. In Svartalfheim, the elves control the years. On the paths of Svartalfheim, you lose your way. With fear remains the souls decay between shadows and echoes. There's no return. With every step, the darkness will learn. The silence holds tight. Remember, Svartalfheim never lets light. On the paths of shadows, where all is lost. The price of thanks is an endless cost.